works okay. So, welcome. I'm in White Sands National Monument, and it is dang windy, but this is a really cool place. All right, today I'm going to give you 4 travel tips that I find helpful. And these are things that I don't see other people doing, that I think if you give that a try, it'll help make your travel a little bit better, a little bit easier. It's more just some things I picked up out of convenience. So let's start with number 1. I have my bike valve on the left side. Now I recommend putting it on the right side, and this is why. When it's windy, this thing gets flapping all over the place, and it makes it really hard to get. Right now I can't hardly reach it. I'm not even riding. So when I am riding and that thing's all over on my left side, I can't get it. So when you put it on the right side, which I'll do here. With it on the right side, it makes it really easy to grab with the left hand while you're riding and find it and put it in your helmet and take a drink. Now some of you may be thinking that, well, just use this center chest strap to keep it tucked in like this, and then it won't fly all over the place. I only remember to do that about half the time. So when the bike valve's on the left side, first I have to try to get this buckled while I'm riding, or stop, and then reach around and tuck that in. So this just makes things a little bit easier, so that even if I forget to do this, and this thing is flailing all over the place, while I'm riding, I can still reach over, grab it, and get a drink. So that's number 1. Now, we're going to transition to 2. Okay, tip number 2. I use a carabiner to clip my helmet to my handguard. Now, this isn't my original idea. I saw this from Brett Tax on Motor Trek. He did this about 2 years ago, and ever since I started doing this, it's made it really convenient. So if you've got aluminum handguards, it might work with plastic if you have a big enough carabiner. You just slip that on there, take your D-ring, hook your D-ring to the carabiner, and one, that keeps your helmet from hitting the ground. And then if you flip this up like I normally do, put that over the mirror, now it's on there and it'll stay. If by some chance someone did try to grab it and walk away, they're going to be tugging against that carabiner. But I put it up here so I don't have to worry about it falling off, and it's secure. I even do this on my campsites everywhere I go, because I really don't like the idea of my helmet that I've spent several hundreds of dollars on hitting the ground. So that's tip number 2. Alright, tip number 3 is Velcro on your tank bag, if you have a tank bag. Or if I didn't have a tank bag, I would probably, now that I've done this, just put a piece of Velcro soft side up on the tank itself, just so I have a place to secure my gloves. Usually the gloves are the very last thing that I put on right before I ride, so it makes it really easy after I get on the bike. Pull these off, helmet on of course, and then slide them on. So how I ended up putting Velcro on here is I was going to try to find a place to put my remote for my drone when I was doing the follow me flying, and I put the Velcro on here to put the remote on, and I realized that this was a great place to put gloves, and over the last 2 years I've been using it all the time. So I'm not stuffing gloves in the helmet, I'm not putting them in the dash, I'm not having to worry about them flying away. I just put them here and they are good to go. So hopefully this will be a helpful tip, and I'll get a better shot of this here in a second. Alright, tip 4 is carry Velcro straps. I have found these Velcro straps to be extremely useful in just riding around. I find these to be better than zip ties. I had broken my windscreen a couple years ago, and I put zip ties to kind of hold it in place. Those kept breaking. I had some Velcro straps. I just put the Velcro strap around just to keep it in place, and that held it really, really well. I actually found that even with it broken, with the Velcro straps, it was in place better and more secure than it was when it was fully functional. It had a little bit of wobble like most windscreens do, and that pulled it tight. So I carry these all the time. If you need to strap things to your bags, it's easy to grab these. I keep my tripod strapped to the back with just a Velcro strap. There's a lot of different uses for these above and beyond that of zip ties. And in most instances, I would prefer to use this over a zip tie because I can retighten it. It doesn't require any tools, and it has a variable size to it as well. So that's tip 4. Okay, turns out that I do have 5 that I just remembered. Our gloves don't work on these screens, so I don't know if you can see this. I'm moving this around. I'm going to hit pause, 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 and it won't pause because these gloves, for whatever reason, they don't. And with the touchscreens, they can't get them to work. So a trick that I just learned is that, hopefully you can see this on the screen. Okay, so I was trying to pause it, couldn't pause it. If you lick your glove, then press pause, it'll pause it. As long as the glove stays wet, you can restart it. So glove wet, you can work this on your touchscreen. Now, why is this helpful? When you're riding along and you're using your phone for navigation and you get a pop-up window and you don't know what to do and you keep touching and touching and touching and it's not going away, lick your glove, touch whatever it is that's bothering you, and you'll get rid of it. So yeah, tip 5. Maybe not something everybody will use, but there's 5 tips for you. Alright, thanks for watching. It's super windy. I still have another 230 or 40 miles to do out of my 620 mile day, 640. So I'm going to get out of here and get going. Thanks for watching, and I will see you out there.